You're looking at a place where you can fit in, where your family can fit in.
That was very attractive for me to bring my family here.
We make it work here.
Perrysburg may be a city steeped in history. Think Fort Meigs and its reenactments from the War of 1812, but don't think it's stuck in the past. The town center at Levis Commons, 20 years old, but growing thanks to new restaurants, hotels, and 3.5 million visitors over the past year. There's commercial growth with Mercy Hospital, CAT, Peterbilt, Schutz Packaging Systems, and an impressive jump in population. The 2010 U.S. Census showed 20,623 people living here. In 2020, that exploded to 25,041, an increase of 4,418 people, a 21% jump. While Toledo lost more than 16,000 people, Oregon was down 341 residents, and Findlay saw a drop of almost 900 people.
When I moved here in 1990, we were 12,000. So we've literally doubled in size since I've moved to Perrysburg.
Mayor Tom Mackin says Perrysburg has been fueled by top-performing schools and businesses, and they've seen a big jump in people using the parks like Rivercrest and the new pickleball courts at Rotary Park.
If you're coming to form a business or you're coming to move from out of town, you're looking at a place where you can fit in, where your family can fit in, where you can feel that there's some connection to the community. And I think that we've been really good at that part of it.
But with all of this growing comes growing pains, like overcrowding at Perrysburg schools. Trailers were brought in for classrooms after major increases in enrollment. The current senior class added 143 students since they were in kindergarten. And freshman and 8th grade classes now each added 104 students since kindergarten. Just to maintain operations, school leaders tried to push through an incremental operating levy, but voters rejected it in last week's election, meaning on January 1st, the district will not be collecting $13.5 million. Cuts to teachers, administration, classroom aides, and sports programs could be coming. School Superintendent Tom Hostler worries people might start looking at other options.
When a home sits on the market for a month or 2 months because people don't want to bring their families here because things with the schools are a little uncertain, that home value is going to start to decline.
Perrysburg's growth is even affecting safety. The Perrysburg Fire Department had 3,049 total calls for service in 2022. That jumped to 3,179 calls in 2023, a 4% increase. This year, the city's predicted to have 3,592 calls. That would be a 13% increase from last year. And last year, there was a 37% call overlap. That's when both fire stations were out on runs at the same time. This year, it has jumped to 41%.
We're of the belief that the person that calls 911 shouldn't have to qualify. They shouldn't have to be the first person to call, should get the same level of service as the third and fourth person that calls. And that's really challenging to do when we're growing at the speed that we are.
And because of the increase in calls, Fire Chief Bill McCullough has requested 3 more firefighters in next year's budget.
If they're out more because there's more neighborhoods that being added,
correct.
It's more wear and tear on the tires or
correct.
Suspension, all those.
Absolutely, all of our equipment, yes.
Because of the growth in the southwest part of the city, Perrysburg's Director of Public Service says they had to add another snowplow route, and they'll have to add more trash routes.
Those 6 new developments have added over 800 homes in the last 10 years, so we're addressing that. So next year probably is when we'll implement a 6th route and add a 6th driver. With adding routes comes adding equipment.
Do these challenges keep you up at night sometimes?
Yes, they do. There's always, my hair is white, and it's probably from the stress of various things.
John Modine of Remax Masters says the real estate market in Perrysburg is good. Home values are up 40%. But more buyers means inventory is at an all-time low, driving prices way up.
In the old days, Forster, Worley, and Dold would build homes that normal working people could afford on one salary, and those days are gone. So for Perrysburg today, you need a hefty income to be able to afford to live here.
Home prices now are in the $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, even $800,000 price range. And Modine says that's not changing anytime soon.
People will always pay more for a Perrysburg house because of the quality of life, the quality of schools, the greater resale value, the greater appreciation. And that Perrysburg premium is still in effect today. If you're a buyer, you're going to pay it for sure.
Is it on you guys to start saying no to some things?
Well, I think we do. That's what the land use plan is for.
So, should Perrysburg leaders pump the brakes on development? The mayor says the city is being careful following a land use plan that lists growth and taxes as the most important factors to watch in the next 10 years. It also says residents strongly want to conserve land and open space.
Because of the schools, because
Despite the challenges, Tom Hostler is excited about what's to come for the schools and says these challenges are good problems to have.
It's the fight worth fighting because we can't turn kids away.
In Perrysburg, Tim Miller, WTOL 11.